Good afternoon and welcome back at ECCMID TV, brought live to you here from Pavilion 1 at the ECCMID Conference Center here in Lisbon, Portugal. My name is Judith Cohen. I am hosting this ECCMID TV series. And before I, with great pleasure, introduce you to my next guest here in the studio, I owe you all an apology because our fan viewers may have noticed that at 12 today we would be hosting the Lucky Wheel of Fortune. And unfortunately there was no broadcast. We unfortunately sent out an incorrect Zoom link, so there were no contestants in our studio coming live to us. So unfortunately we didn't get to spin the Wheel of Fortune and win some great prizes for some of our viewers. But I hope that the disappointment is not too big and that you can turn it around into a great anticipation to our Lucky Wheel of Fortune, which will be hosted tomorrow again at noon. And we will be making very, very sure that our Zoom link is working and up and running. And I will make sure that my arm has a lucky streak. So let's tune in tomorrow and we'll make up for the lost Lucky Wheel of Fortune. Without much further ado, I'd love to introduce you to my next guest, Dr. Daniel Grupel.
Hi.
From Israel. And this is very exciting to have you here because you are the coordinator of the escape room. And rumor has it that the escape room is a much talked about must attend activity. Last year you were also involved in the virtual escape room that we had on the whole online ECCMID 31st edition. And that was a huge success, right? Last year.
Yeah, it actually went really, really well. Much better than we anticipated. We had I think 17 different groups playing last year. Everyone managed to solve the escape room, and feedbacks were really, really positive. We also had a lot of fun creating both last year's escape room and this year's escape room.
So was it too easy last year that they all solved it? Or
are
they just really smart people?
I think people are really smart. It took them a while. It took them between 40 minutes and an hour, but they all got to the really difficult diagnosis to get to. So last year's escape room was virtual because the conference was virtual, and we tried to make the best of that situation, and we actually made a very academic, medical-oriented escape room where the participants needed to actually solve a really tough medical puzzle, and using the online tools that they had with them, using the Facebook profile of the patient and the email and the website of the workplace that we created beforehand very meticulously in order to point the people into the right direction for a diagnosis. They actually had to go into the Facebook page and see when the patient was exposed and what rash did he have when he took a picture of, I got bitten by this and I had this rash. And they made the diagnosis. The virtual escape room is actually still online in the ECCMID site, and you can still play it now.
You can still play the same game as last year.
It's not the exact same game because we had to modify it in order to keep it live without outside assistance, but it's basically the same game. And it's really fun. It's still fun.
So then the next question would be, what made you start up a real one, a live one, an on-site one?
The idea was to create an experience within ECCMID that's a little bit more fun and something entertaining that both will be in touch with the medical side of things, but we wanted people to have a place where they can learn and have fun at the same time.
Do they play together or do they enter the room together?
They played as a group of up to 5 people. And actually the first group just finished the live escape room about half an hour ago.
Did they get out?
They got out. It took them an hour, and they said they had a lot of fun. So unlike last year's escape room, which was really trying to solve a medical puzzle, this year we tried to focus more on the fun aspect and the fun side of solving an escape room. And we have some really, really nice, I don't want to spoil anything, but we have some really nice puzzles for people to solve in order to get to the end of the escape room and escape from the escape room. This year, the participants need to solve an investigation concerning a foodborne investigation concerning a meal.
Yeah, food?
A foodborne, yeah.
Okay.
So they need to solve a lot of puzzles in order to get some clues to direct them to the diagnosis and treatment they need to give. But again, it's more fun-oriented and puzzle-oriented, and some really cool puzzles. We thought a lot about these puzzles, and we hope that the participants will have fun.
Do they get help from the escape room team if they get stuck?
They can. We encourage people to try and solve it by themselves, but they can get hints. We're not expecting anyone to stay locked inside the escape room until the end of the conference. So
you let 5 people in at a time, and how often can people enter the escape room?
So they need to sign up for places. I think that most of the places, if not all of them, are already filled up for the next 4 days, so I'm not sure if we have
Everyone can still join.
Yeah, but we have around 6 rounds of games per day. Between each game, we need to reset the room and make sure the puzzles are all playable. But people can do this a few times a day, and we hope that the feedback will continue to stay positive throughout the conference.
Yeah. Is it easier to coordinate or to create an escape room on a live site, on an on-site event, or doesn't it really?
It's much harder.
It's harder.
Yeah, the virtual escape room was a lot easier because things were very tangible, even from a distance. We tried to we coordinated the escape room this year from 3 different sites. I was in Israel, people were in Switzerland, and the venue is in Portugal, and this created some difficulty, but I think we managed, with a lot of work in the last few days, we managed to get it up and running smoothly.
Yeah, well, you had the experience of the first group coming out. Yeah. Everything worked as you planned it should work?
Yeah,
well,
and they were great at solving the puzzles that we prepared for them.
Okay, so and if it's up to you, if you for next year, if you would organize a virtual escape room or a live one.
I think that an on-site one is much more fun, and I think people will have a lot of fun playing it again. The real challenge is trying to make the balance between the academic side and the fun game side of stuff work. I think that last year we were more heavily towards the academic side, and this year we're more towards the fun side and game side of stuff, but maybe we can find a nicer balance in the next years.
Do people need other specific skills beside their academic skill that they already have, of course?
They don't need a lot of medical knowledge, they need some medical knowledge, but they need a lot of open-mindedness and the ability to think outside the box and try to solve puzzles from whatever they have in the room with them.
Great, great.
Like a real escape room.
Like a real escape room. Yeah, well, it is a real escape room. Well, thank you for explaining that, Daniel. I personally am very disappointed that I don't have the opportunity to go into your escape room. It sounds like great fun, but also very interesting and educational, I think, on the other side as well. So if everyone who's watching right now still wants to join in, probably most slots have been filled in already, but just try and see if there's a time slot that will work for you, because this is really seen as the must-experience activity, or one of them, this ECCMID here in Portugal. So thank you very much, Daniel, for coming here live in studio to tell us a little bit more about this escape room experience. Thank you all for watching. We will be back at 2 o'clock, and then we will be talking with one of our keynote lecturers, Professor Blazer. So I would love to have you tune in then, and then we can dive in a little deeper on his topic. See you then.